Hey kids, you trying to get into Segment City? Well, you really shouldn't, because Segment City is a mature podcast, and listener discretion is advised. I'm just trying to look at... I know I'm in an alleyway. I know how I look, but I got some fireworks for you kids. I got snakes and I got sparklers. That's all I got. Oh, don't give me that.
I'm outside the theater here and just catching some moviegoers out from seeing Nosferatu. Oh, here's a man here. Hello, sir. Would you be willing to tell me about Nosferatu here?
Oh, yes, of course. Nosferatu. He does have that big old coat. He's a real scary guy, you know. And then, he just likes to bite people and suck out all their blood.
Oh my God!
Listen here, I just ran over that other guy. I gotta tell you about this Nosferatu.
Yes, sir. You did just run over a man, but go ahead.
Oh yeah. Well, if you happen to be a scary bloodsucker, you might be a Nosferatu.
You might be a Nosferatu. That's right.
You might be a dang Nosferatu. If you have a big old castle and you don't got no servants, that you might be a Nosferatu.
If you want to move to a new country but respect the rule of law and will buy a property in that country, you might be a Nosferatu.
If you steal the locket from the real estate guy that has been you want his wife that you were awakened by through her dark machinations and her depressive moods, then you might be a Nosferatu.
I gotta do one more. If you have the boniest butt known to mankind, you might be the Nosferatu.
If it's just pure pelvis, then that is a Nosferatu.
Bony butt.
That is right. We watched Nosferatu.
And that's basically our review of it. There it is.
We watched Nosferatu. It's a great movie. It's a beautiful movie. It's probably the most solid telling of the Dracula kind of myth that I've seen, where everything it's like pretty well paced, and there's no point where I went, oh wait, why is this happening?
I was waiting for the main protagonist, the girl who summoned Nosferatu, to eat a big bowl of shrimp scampi and have garlic bread, and for that to be a main plot point against this vampire. And that never happened, so I'm deeply disappointed.
They are explicitly in Germany, so you think, the secrets of Italy will really help us in this.
I know the problem. You don't need enough of garlic.
I don't listen. Shrimp are not native here. There's no shrimp. We have to import them so far.
He's too powerful. There's no shrimp to make shrimp scampi. Oh no!
I have cornered the shrimp market in order to never be destroyed.
My brother went to Italy and he perished immediately.
It was not good.
It was not good for the family.
But he said the Sistine Chapel, beautiful. Wonderful dad.
He went directly into a church. Yeah, that's right.
That's actually how he fucking died.
That's actually how he died. He saw it. He's like, most beautiful thing I ever seen, and now I'm catching on fire.
He did not bring dirt from his home country where he was slain. He said he was just going to stop over for a day. That's never going to work.
He made a joke. He said, espresso beans are Italian dirt. And I said, that's nothing. And he said, it's okay. I'll stop over for one day.
It'll be great. You know, I'll stay up all night with the espresso beans. But, oh, man. But that's Nosferatu. Nosferatu's great. And you know what's also great?
His powerful mustache.
City.
Oh,
that's also pretty great.
Powerful mustache. But seems like if you were a vampire, having a mustache would be wildly inconvenient. Am I wrong?
If you get blood into your mustache, you might be a Nosferatu.
Yeah, you might be a Nosferatu. That's fine.
He does have a big, dark, like droopy mustache in the movie.
Big one.
And I for a while thought it was a disguise.
Like he thought he was going to rip it off and be like, it was me, Inspector Clouseau, the whole time.
And then he would have pointy teeth, and then Nicholas Hoult will be like, oh, and it'll zoom in on his face, and it'll be beautiful, and it'll go black and white. It's like Home Alone.
Yeah.
Get Macaulay Culkin in there.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is a podcast, or let's introduce ourselves first.
Yeah, sure thing.
My name is Will Kane, and I'm a modern Nosferatu.
And I'm Theo Sapakos, and you might see me with a big fake mustache, but I'm no Nosferatu.
And this is a podcast in which Theo and I, we dumpster dive our way through the internet, get those good comedy morsels for you, and we package them into segments, such as our beginning one, which is Will's Stupid Thought. But first, I wanted to say I did a little bit of research on Nosferatu after. And did you know that the, oh God, what's his, Werner Herzog made a Nosferatu movie that's like a meta movie where they're making a movie about Nosferatu, and they found a real Nosferatu, and he's played by Willem Dafoe.
Whoa. Actually, I heard about this. Yeah. Someone was telling me about this.
Which is insane that Willem Dafoe has played Nosferatu and Van Helsing.
Yeah, exactly. And Van Helsing.
So, you know what? Shout out to Willem Dafoe, a very versatile actor.
There we go.
But we're going to do our real stupid thought. And this comes courtesy of the Massachusetts Justice Department, because I got a summons to a grand jury.
Oh, jury duty for you, sir.
They have tried to get me multiple times while I was in college, but no. I said,
but I'm a
I didn't get that
slippery
letter.
eel. I'll never do justice.
But now I can't say no because I can't. I just can't. They literally have a list of things.
Yep.
I have to. But my real stupid thought is there is no other thing that I am very happy it exists, but I'm very unhappy participating in than jury duty.
Love the idea. Don't like the fact that you're voluntold
that I have to be part of the jury. I would love if I was in a court to have a jury, like for my whatever crime I did, I would love to have a jury for it. Just so I feel like that's a little bit better than having a judge or whatever that just goes, guilty, you're fucked. Like if he's having a bad day.
Now,
so
what do you?
Yeah.
What crime? What crime you doing?
What crime do
what
I think I would do?
do you think you're doing, and that you're going to be up on this jury? You're going to be up in the stands for. You're going to be on trial for. This just in.
Local podcaster kills his co-host in a bit of passion.
Oh, jeez. Was it?
That's you.
Oh, jeez. Was it me taunting you, saying, you'll never kill me? You couldn't do it.
Put that gun down. We both know you're not enough
You're
of
too
a
much
man
of a
to
coward
use
to
it.
do it. Oh,
Come
what's
on.
this?
Ouchie.
Ouchie. You will never do it again, though.
I think you said that you're watching Sopranos. I think that literally happens at some point in The Sopranos.
Yes, it literally did. Yep. Season 2.
You can't do that. But I thought about, I feel like this is a very cut and dry thought, but there are other things that I have kind of the same thought of, which is the police. I'm glad they exist. Don't want to interact with them in any way, shape, or form. And
that's true of the police as well, where it's like happy the police exist, but also extremely skeptical of anyone who wants to be a police officer. Pretty skeptical.
If somebody does say, I would love to be on jury duty, that's a red flag.
That's a red flag.
I don't know if because they do like selection, they always like have more people than they need and they dismiss other ones. And I can maybe see that being I'm really into getting onto the jury, and the prosecutor's like either going to be like, hell yeah, dude, let's get you on here,
or like what is wrong with this person?
I don't need them on my jury being weird. But I mean, if they ask me questions, and if they ask me like, hey, have you ever watched true crime podcasts? Or
why would they ask that? Everyone has,
I don't know.
Right?
Yeah, but it's like I don't know what questions they might ask. But anyway.
You think that they would pick up on... You could say, well, actually, I know the court proceedings because I listen to a lot of
I have a lot of opinions, and they go, we hate opinions.
Actually.
But also, the internet, I feel this kind of... I am kind of glad the internet exists. I am glad that it exists for me personally, that it is helping with careers, especially... Like, all careers, technically, have been through the internet in one way or another, because either working on web portals or internet content or like stuff.
Do you think later in life you'll reject the internet and become a shaman?
That's quite the question. That
hey, could you see yourself doing that?
You're the one asking the stupid thoughts now.
Do you think you could be a crypto shaman?
No, I could be that now.
No.
I could see maybe doing a Stardew Valley thing where if somebody somehow, a great grandfather or whatever, great uncle that I didn't know existed, and he gives me a farm, and then I rehabilitate that farm. I could see that being a thing.
You take it from being a rundown, dumpy kind of place to, wow, look at this place, this modern landscaping. Oh, these beautiful carrots.
There would have to have like plot lines, entire arcs for me to get to the point that I would become a monk. Like I would have to have battled. I would have had to save the world multiple times, and I'm like, it's not worth it anymore. I need peace and quiet. Like it would need to be that level.
So saving the world once, you'd be like, it's fine. I've saved the world once. It's time to go back on Reddit. Still not being a monk though.
All right, clicking on Pornhub.
I've saved the world 2 times. It's still not worth it. Back to my life. I'll get back on the treadmill.
3rd time. Oh, fuck this. I'm out of here.
You've broken me, universe.
Well, I think we've broken through this Will Stupid Thought, and we've broken into your first segment.
My first segment comes to us from prnewswire.com. I'm slopping through the trough, baby. I'm out here.
You say it, it gets sloppier and sloppier. I'm absolutely going through the mud piles.
There's absolute garbage on this website, and you really got to hunt for gems.
And then you get the gems, and they're nice, so you can clean them off.
I clean them off. Diamonds in the rough. So we've got 2 articles, 2 releases for you today. The first one, Taco Bell reimagines classic chicken nugget experience with tortilla chip breaded crispy chicken nuggets and Hidden Valley Ranch partnership. Will, this shit sounds like it's gonna slap.
Wow, you've really been infected by PR. Your mind is. I just start seeing ads like form on your skin where you're like, "Oh no, PR Newswire has taken over."
Listen, I'm so excited for these. There's only so many pages of chicken salad chick news releases you can read before you're like, "Fucking, please get me out of here. I can't do this anymore."
This is Taco Bell doing they're further into their chicken era. Because the main
chicken
thing I know about Taco Bell,
a crazy thing for them to do.
Yeah, because the main thing about Taco Bell is that they have like 10 ingredients, and then they just remix them for every single thing in different form factors. But this is chicken nuggets, which they also say they're reinventing it, and it's like we have pink goo. We've had pink goo.
We've had pink goo, but we have not had tortilla chip crusted pink goo. And that's where I'm going to start us off. Here we go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In a world where chicken nugget loyalty runs deep, Taco Bell is daring to push the boundaries of innovation yet again with the introduction of the crispy chicken nuggets and a lineup of irresistible dipping sauces that is sure to change people's devotion to their typical favorites. Available starting December 19th for a limited time while supplies last. Entirely distinct, yet universally familiar. The tender all-white meat chicken bites are marinated in zesty jalapeno milk butter flavor and are breaded with a blend of breadcrumbs and crunchy tortilla chips to deliver the ideal balance of flavor and crisp that take the everyday chicken nugget to the next level.
I don't think they're going to be as crisp as they say. I don't think they're... I also love that they're like, people have put their flags into the ground of what their loyalty lies.
I think everybody's out here... Yeah,
who is your liege lord of chicken nuggets? Why, it's McDonald. I'm of the McDonald clan. And who are you? I'm from the king of burgers, the Burger King.
The Burger King himself. I swear me oath to Wendy. She who cannot be conquered.
Our chicken fries are going to blot out the sun.
Then we will dip in the shade.
Then we'll hide behind our onion rings.
But what's a nugget without an epic sauce pairing? In its culinary journey to find the perfect complementary sauce, Taco Bell tested over 100 sauces. Release the sauces. Release the Snyder sauce.
And then they got to ranch. That time just gets fucking ranch.
They were like, Doug, you came in with Jolly Rancher barbecue sauce, and this is fucking nothing.
The fuck is that?
This is nothing.
You know, I've had there is sweet barbecue sauce. This is cavity forming.
This is
barbecue
blue
sauce.
Don't want it.
Yeah, I don't. Oh god, I don't. I just thought like my brain just had a shake. I didn't like that.
They tested over 100 sauces to curate not one, but 3 irresistible dipping pairings. Introducing the exclusive new Hidden Valley Fire Ranch sauce and brand new signature Bell sauce and sweet and hot jalapeno honey mustard sauce. Bell sauce is not doing anything for me because it's not descriptive like Hidden Valley Fire Ranch or jalapeno honey mustard. I know what that is.
Hidden Valley Fire Ranch
Spicy
does
ranch.
sound like that's it. Yeah, spicy
It does
ranch,
sound
but
like
that also feels like you're it's
Old Man Ranch
it's a
is committing
conundrum.
arsonry. He's lighting his own ranch on fire for the insurance money.
Ranch usually calms down like hot foods to me. If I have like wings, this feels like
This is a trap.
And then
This
you
is
have
a trap.
more. It's like somebody eating edible brownies and then they get munchies and then they just eat more
man,
edibles.
I gotta have more brownies.
More hot. Ah.
Here's a quote. As the inventors of nacho fries, Taco Bell is fully aware that reinventing an American classic with a Taco Bell twist is a responsibility we don't take lightly. But in a world dominated by chicken cravings, it was time to... President Biden today decided not to shoot the nukes because he had a chicken craving. The world is dominated by chicken cravings.
Hey, listen there, pal. I just had a craving for that hot ranch. You know, you ever just want the diarrhea?
I'm dominated by chicken cravings. It was time to show the world how Taco Bell does chicken nuggets. Unexpected and undeniably bold, said Taco Bell's chief marketing officer, Taylor Montgomery. The crispy I almost said McNugget. The crispy chicken nuggets deliver a crispier, more flavorful nugget experience. And combined with Hidden Valley Fire Ranch sauce, we hope it will test people's devotion to their favorite nuggets.
I would try it. I wouldn't think it would be good necessarily. I feel like tortilla as a thing, because like every other thing has like breading, like breadcrumbs, presumably, and so like. For some reason, their base tortillas, I feel like, get soggy. Like, I've gone to too many places.
You don't trust them with like, crisp?
With cold tortillas. I'm like, how did these get soggy? Where's the water? Like, so something that is innately cooked and has like protein meat in it, I feel like is not going to be that great. But I could be wrong, and it could be delicious and crispy.
You can get five nuggets in a sauce for $4, or 10 nuggets with 2 sauces for $7. This is very affordable.
That is actually
shockingly affordable.
I've been destroyed by all the restaurants and stuff recently, like just like looking at prices and how they go up, and you're like, oh God, why is it $12 for a sandwich or whatever, like for a very basic breakfast sandwich? And then this coming in hot, especially with chicken wings. What the fuck happened? Because there was a shortage of chicken wings at some point. And
there was during COVID.
But now the prices have stayed at super high, and you get like 4 wings. And this is, hey, welcome to Will's rant right now. What happened to chicken wings where I could get like 8 of them for a decent price?
Used to make things.
We used to make chicken nuggets. Okay?
We used to make the wings. Now we don't do anything.
We used to butcher those birds and steal their wings.
Now ChatGPT can't even make me wings. What's wrong with this country?
We do live in the worst future. But you know, it's also the worst future.
Your next
unless
segment.
You're still in the
yes, correct.
You made a face. It was like, I'm not done yet. Talking about these chicken nuggets.
No, I'm done.
This is some New Year's hangover. This is now for us. Last week, I said I would be doing this, but for the listeners, we did New Year's. We inserted that into the New Year's slot because it made more sense. And then we went back to our regular scheduled programming. So for people who are trying to listen to this, I don't know, in order, like of how we
the canonical order has been disturbed.
For people who are waiting for this segment that I hyped up like for you now 4 episodes ago. Now we're here. But anyway, that is all to say. First, we're gonna this is gonna be a thing about talking about weird New Year's or weird crime stories from one place from 2023 that I found. But first, I wanted to ask you, because I found this an article about beware of these 9 crimes that spike on New Year's Eve. And I just wanted to
little late there, buddy.
Guess.
Did you already just pull all of these off on me? And I just didn't realize?
What?
Did you pull all of these crimes off on me? Because you're telling me about them a little late, frankly. There, Will.
Okay, this is...
Because I'm accusing you of doing crimes.
I did a whole explanation. I am not going to do the explanation again. What do you think is the number one New Year's crime that spikes?
Illegally launching fireworks.
No, that would be a pretty good one. No, drunk driving.
That makes sense too.
Based on that, what do you think is the number 2?
Stealing cars.
No, that you took the it's either being drunk or something car related, and you chose the car related.
Car.
No, public intoxication.
Yeah, I feel like they should let that. It should kind of be a purge situation, but only specifically for being drunk.
For New Year's?
Yeah.
No,
let people wander around drunk.
Is after that. 4 is property damage, assault and battery, drug-related offenses, which is so broad. Some people do some kind of drug, I guess. 7 is trespassing.
Yeah,
8 is discharging / possession of a firearm, and 9 is auto theft.
Wow, so more people are firing guns than stealing cars? We used to make things in this country.
New Year's Eve and New Year's Day are busy days for car thieves. That is, thousands of cars are stolen. Ugh. That's insane. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up because it's funny. But this is going to be a choose your own adventure because these, I'm going to just list the little headlines that they have for these. They have little explanations for each of them. We're not going to do all of them, so just keep that in mind.
Okay.
Because some of these are not as fun as the other ones. So first one. Oh, and by the way, so these are from Maricopa. In Maricopa is the website, and Maricopa is a town or city in Arizona.
Okay.
From my research. So number 1, party foul. 16 arrested at a house party. If you want to know about that, we can go into that. But number 2, Paw Patrol. Pooch poacher nabbed in bulldog theft ring.
Well, this is bait. This one right here is bait. this one you put in here is bait.
This one is 100% bait because it's basically somebody stole 2 French bulldogs.
But saying the words pooch poacher, I want to hear more about that. Of course I do.
Yeah, okay. So Darius Vivalia of Maricopa was accused of stealing 2 purebred French bulldogs from a Glenwild home and fleeing police in March. 3 others suspected bulldog bandits remain at large.
Oh, the bulldog bandits back at it again.
French bulldogs are so... I love all bulldogs, so this feels like an attack.
Bulldogs are also... they're kind of dum-dums. They'd probably just go along with it.
Oh, yeah. They are an affront to nature, literally, to the point that they cannot give birth without human intervention, which is very sad. But I do find them adorable, sadly. In the wee hours of the morning, MPD was called to a home in the West Capistrano Drive on a reported burglary when a caller informed dispatch someone had jumped into her backyard and taken her 2 French bulldogs before getting away in a Dodge Charger. An officer en route to the home was flagged down by the caller's husband, who told officers he saw and heard men jumping over the wall of his backyard with his dogs, which he valued at... What do you think his dogs were valued at?
Each?
It's a... it doesn't say each, but I'm going to say
total?
Probably collectively. Based on the number, it's collectively. I couldn't imagine each one was worth this much.
$5,000.
Times 5, $25,000.
Whoa, that's a lot. That's a lot. I mean,
That's
purebred, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. After a pursuit around the neighborhood,
I just imagine them going around the block over and over.
Police finally caught one of the culprits and, more importantly, recovered the 2 dogs. The other 3 remain at large, but both dogs were returned to their owners. So it's a happy ending to that one. This next one, urine trouble, like pee, because man accused of peeing at grocery store.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to listen? Do you want to hear about that one, or do you want to move on?
Let me hear the other options. I'm intrigued. Mark me.
Okay,
putting a pin in that one.
Maiden voyage. Teen's first time driving ended in DUI.
I'm kind of intrigued by that one.
Putting a pin in that one too. Food fight. Couple beats workers over chicken nuggets.
Gotta hear about this. Gotta hear about this.
Police arrested Shireen N. Ross, 44, and Tavaros D. Ross, 43. These are 40-year-olds. After the couple hurled cups of soda and a display case at Burger King employees. Officers found a breathless employee lying on the floor, surrounded by spilled food and damaged items.
Too much.
What happened to me? They're like an NPC in a stealth game. They get knocked out. And they're like,
I don't know what happened.
Workers said Shireen Ross was angry over a long drive-through wait and the number of chicken nuggets in her order.
Not worth it.
I expected 3 extra ones. Staff said Shireen Ross threw soda at an employee through the window. The employee reportedly threw the cup back at her. You know what? I this is one of those times I stand up for the employee.
I like this.
Shireen Ross threw glass display cases and ordered workers to fight her. Come on, fight me! Fight me! Fight me! Tavares Ross allegedly tried to fight a female employee. So Tavares Ross is the man in this. So he's big man being like, hey, small female employee, you want to fight? Before hurling a glass cookie display case at another employee who was under the age of 18 who sustained an injury to his hand. Cherie Ross was charged with criminal damage and disorderly conduct. Tavares Ross was charged with disorderly conduct, criminal damage, and aggravated assault using a dangerous instrument. So the cases are pending.
My solution to this would be to train fast food workers that if someone becomes aggressive, you pull out the fire extinguisher and you just start spraying them with it. Because it's got to be so disorienting. And also, it's probably not great for the person being hit with all of this, like, this gas. But, like, being sprayed with the fire extinguisher has got to just, like, take you out of commission. Like you're just getting sprayed.
Because you saying that, I was like, maybe they should have like bear mace. But then I was like, you know what? That would turn real bad real quick.
Right, exactly. If every fast food worker had a gun, this would never happen.
Get the rubber bullets out.
That's why I think fire extinguisher, because it's like it's already in the facility. It's already presumably it's a restaurant.
Then you have a real fire, and then it's like, oh man, we had that big fight.
Yeah, that's true. You're gonna need backup fire extinguisher. We had that big the KFC burned down because last week they had the big fight.
You gotta get them all in the face. You gotta be more efficient with our use of the fire extinguisher.
Oh no, the Waffle House is burned down.
But they're so I just read the title of the next one. They're so happy about these names. There's like all the pun names, because this one is One in Custody. A bogus snow cones shop kidnapping.
I don't want to hear about that. That's too.
It's so they basically just say that they just a woman who said that her children were kidnapped, and then it was really a father being like, "These are my kids." And that she was crazy. Stolen throne, toilet theft landed him in jail.
Okay, all right, I'm intrigued.
Gnome invasion. She stole a legendary dwarfish creature.
Gotta hear this. Gotta hear this.
MPD arrested a woman accused of trying to break into a house and car before stealing a lawn gnome. Police arrested Sage E. Owens, 27, and Rancho El Dorado after multiple reports she was causing trouble in the neighborhood. Cops responded to North Ann Lane after a homeowner reported Owens, clad in a gray beanie, was trying to enter his home.
When someone's stealing gnomes in your neighborhood.
Who are you going to call? MPD! The man said Owens spray painted his doorbell camera and tried to climb through his front window. So that absolutely feels like premeditated. You're trying to break in.
Yep, definitely.
A neighbor called 911 and said Owens stole a garden gnome from her front door. Cops found Owens nearby with a can of black spray paint and a gnome on her person. She told police she was not
is that your gnome, ma'am? Yeah.
This is the worst excuse ever given by a criminal ever. She told police she was not the person they were looking for and that she had let someone borrow her clothing.
I let them borrow all my clothes.
All my clothing.
Wow.
Hey, you know how somebody comes up to you and goes, you want to do a full swap? A full swap of all of our clothes.
Yeah, you wear, I wear, and then we just walk away. We don't ask any questions.
That is a really nice gray beanie and lawn gnome you have there. Man, I should really get that.
She said that excuse, and then inside her brain was like, nailed it.
That was stupid. Yeah. And then Owens was charged with burglary and trespassing, along with misdemeanor counts of criminal damage and theft. This next one, we'll have to see if you like this. Buzzkill. Witch hunter's weakness was wasp killer.
I don't know. Witch hunter's weakness
was wasp killer.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. Give me some details. Yeah.
This is a pretty quick one. Maricopa Police Department arrested Forrest J. Turner, 51, who was accused of chasing 2 women through a parking lot before he was sprayed with insecticide at Copper Sky Recreation Complex. Cops responded just after 1:30 p.m. after reports of a fight. 1:30 p.m., by the way, is real. That sun is way in the sky.
The sun is up there.
That is a same
That's a
thing to be doing
midday
midday.
crime.
2 women told officers they did not know Turner and told him to get away before he started chasing after them. One woman reportedly sprayed him with a wasp killer in self-defense. The women told Turner he was acting erratic and called them witches. Turner was charged with 2 misdemeanor counts of disorderly conduct.
At least didn't cuss. That's something.
Yeah. And then this one is pantsless in Pacana? Pacana? P-A-C-A-N-A. Pacana. Yeah.
Okay.
Couple jailed in sleepy, almost skinny dip.
Almost skinny?
Almost skinny dip.
You gotta tell me what that's about.
MPD arrested a married couple accused of lewd drunken antics at Panacana, whatever, park early one morning. Cops found the man passed out with his pants around his knees near the lake. Police arrested Jerome Frank, 31, and Doria Frank, 29, at Pancana Park after reports of drunk people at the park exposing themselves. Cops responded to the park after multiple reports came in about a pantsless man. I love that they're like, we'll get away from multiple ones.
We gotta wait for multiple people to call this guy in.
They found Jerome Frank passed out with his legs partially hanging over the edge of the lake. Officers said his pants were at his knees and his genitals were fully exposed. Officers found Doria Frank in the bathroom asleep on the pot, who admitted to drinking liquor under the gazebo with her husband and a friend when it was still dark outside.
Wait, you can't arrest someone for being asleep on the toilet. That's not a crime.
This is a public park, so
But literally, okay, but she's naked on the toilet. That's not a crime, is it?
Jerome Frank was charged with 2 misdemeanor counts of indecent exposure and public nuisance. He was also had a warrant for failure to appear in court, which is not surprising. He is awaiting extradition to New Mexico. He also got busted violating a city law. Possessing alcohol at a public park in Maricopa was a penalty of a $100 fine. Doria Frank was charged with misdemeanor public nuisance and cited for drinking at the park. So they're like, she wasn't charged with being naked. But
public nuisance sounds like such a Bart Simpson ass like conviction. It's like
welcome to the laws.
You were skateboarding a little too aggressively, and that's public nuisance.
Okay, so we have 3. It breaks it down into other things, and it goes into weapons of choice. So now this is the weapons that they use in different crimes. So there are 3 of these, and then after that we can go back if you'd like. But the first one is French fries. Man arrested hurling French fries at wife.
Okay.
You want to hear about that one?
Let's put a pin.
We'll put a pin. Eggs. Man hurled eggs. Meth in roadside assault. Eggs and meth.
He threw meth?
Yeah, he hurled eggs and meth in roadside assault.
I'll listen. Yeah, tune me into that one. I want to know why he's throwing the meth.
NPD arrested Joseph L. Ricketts, 39, after he allegedly threw a carton of eggs at his girlfriend and threw her against a truck and punched her. That is where this story is not good. Yeah,
not good.
NPD. NPD responded to Anderson and Steen Roads after a woman reported her boyfriend attacked her. She told officers she was on her way to pick up a visibly upset Ricketts up from work when she spotted him walking out along the roadside. Ricketts got into the bed of the truck his girlfriend was driving and continued yelling at her. The woman got out of the truck and told Ricketts to get out of her truck and her life. Good on her. To be like, hey, you're
get out of my life.
Shit. The woman told officers Ricketts threw a carton of eggs at her and pinned her against the truck. Ugh. She collapsed as Ricketts allegedly punched her in the back of the head.
Comedy graveyard, Will. Comedy graveyard. Get me out of here. Get me out of here,
2 hours
Will.
later, we haven't even got to the meth, my friend. 2 hours later, police found Ricketts. Police found Ricketts driving near Honeycutt Road and Tarragona Boulevard and tried to stop him. They said he threw methamphetamine out the window of his window near Desert Winds Middle School. So he threw it out the window.
Yeah. This is right. The perfect crime. They'll never see it happen.
Ricketts later admitted to punching his girlfriend and hurling a brick at her car because he was angry, cops said. He also admitted to throw the meth out of his car when officers
but at least they didn't throw any
stop.
meth. And they're like, we saw you throw the meth. He's like, okay, fine, you got me there too.
Police charged Ricketts with domestic assault and criminal damage related to the attack on his girlfriend, along with possession of dangerous drugs and possession of dangerous drugs in a school zone. And then this last one is ab roller. Mom arrested in ab roller attack.
Yeah, I gotta know what's.
You gotta know about this.
Is this a buff mom? Is she working it? Is she crunching that core?
Possibly. I think this will be our last one. MPD arrested a mom after she and her daughter exchanged blows with exercise equipment. The spat started over accusations of being a, quote, bad mother. Which
I thought it was going to be like accusations of being a bad gym partner. You never let me bench anything. You always make me spot you.
you never spot me when I get you to. Come on. I did, when I used to go to a gym, I remember I saw some dude who was roided out.
Yeah.
And he had full roid rage because he had a woman who was probably 120 pounds soaking wet trying to spot him, a massive monster of a man, as he was lifting I want to say 70-pound dumbbells each, like doing a bench press. Like, what the fuck?
Like, my man, if it goes wrong for you, you are not going to get helped.
She's not going to help. Like, yeah, what's going to happen? Police responded to, so MPD said Flora E. Ratona Escado, 45, tried to hit her daughter with an ab roller. For people who don't know, an ab roller is literally like two handles on the sides of a wheel, and then you use that and you can like go out and you can do ab exercises. But police responded to a home at West Amsterdam Road in Maricopa Meadows after the daughter reported a domestic aggravated assault. She told dispatch she struck her mother in the head. She told dispatch she struck her mother in the head with the ab roller after her mom swung at her with the same item. So they're just trading this ab roller back and forth, hitting each other in the head. Officers found Ratona Escada near the front door as she was bleeding on the pavement from a head injury. So this is a fucking hefty one. Police spoke with her adult daughter, who told them how the argument escalated. Ratona Escado allegedly tried to attack her daughter, who managed to wrestle the ab roller away. Which really, wrestling for a gun, but it's an ab roller.
It's an ab roller. They're both reaching for it. Give me it.
Yeah. The daughter told officers she mistakenly hit her mother on the forehead. Ratona Escado told officers she was tired of her daughter making accusations she was a bad mother.
That'll show him. That'll
really show her. Police believed Ratona Escado, but was the primary aggressor after interviewing 4 witnesses, all of whom were children. Escado was booked into the Pinal County Jail for 2 domestic violence charges, including aggravated assault with a dangerous instrument. Although I'm going to say not that dangerous. Let's be honest. There's an ab roller. But hopefully your next segment's not going to be as criminal.
No, Will, I'm sorry you don't get to escape that easily because we are going from crimes to more crimes. It's Florida Man. We're going back down to Florida country where
Florida Man
do be acting crazy all the time.
Florida Man.
The true superhero we all don't want.
Yeah.
Florida Man. So I've got 3 news stories for you today. All of them took place in Florida. Something in the air down
Florida.
there, huh? Florida.
Flowers.
Motorcyclist. Yes?
It's because they have laws that specifically like put all their crimes into public sphere as opposed to it's like the Sunshine State law or something like that. Anyway.
Here's a sunshiny crime. Motorcyclist dressed as Santa escapes from a trooper after an attempted traffic stop.
Ho, ho, ho!
Oh, see you later! He took off into the night sky. How are we supposed to get him?
We have a magical creature riding on a 2-wheeler.
Like 6 months later, we are proud to introduce our newest lineups into the county sheriff's police detainment unit. We now have a magical sleigh. They will not escape us again.
New to our chips department is Santa Claus. He's going to be on the motorcycle.
This is from Citrus County, Florida. I love the name.
It's really Citrus County. That's appropriate. Yeah.
A man dressed as Santa escaped from a trooper on Saturday night after an attempted traffic stop in Citrus County, authorities said. At 9 p.m., the trooper saw a white motorcycle with blue trim heading westbound on County Road 486 at Forest Ridge Boulevard, the Florida Highway Patrol said. The man on the motorcycle was wearing a Santa costume and driving, quote, in a reckless manner, going over 120 miles per hour while weaving in and out of traffic, FHP said.
That's fucking fast.
That's quick.
That like whenever I tried to do that in cars, I've never tried to get that high. I think the highest I've ever gone is maybe like 90 or 80. That's not even that high. But like that's when I felt the car shake. Like,
am I allowed to admit crimes on a podcast? I went 100 once, just to see what it was, just to see triple digits.
It's okay. It was on the Autobahn. Let's say.
It was on the Autobahn.
On the Autobahn.
The trooper was able to catch up to the man and signaled him to pull him over at County Road 46 and Brandywine Terrace, but he got away. He was they wrote a social media post. The sleigh must be in the shop, but last night Mr. Claus didn't pause for any cause. Anyone that recognizes old Saint Nick, please feel free to call FHP and let us know. They're making light of a crime. Do you want my help or not? Are you making jokes or are we doing crimes?
Also,
is it joke time or crime time? You got to let me know.
This is my Boston PSA of don't knock. Don't knock. You can't knock on people.
No knocking.
Don't be a knock.
Don't be a knock.
Yeah. Don't be telling the police anything. Because if you know, okay, if somebody goes through their trash and they find a Santa suit and they're like see this motorcycle, like and it's their husband or something, do you think they would actually be like, police? Hi, I know the criminal Santa. Like,
I know the criminal Santa.
As we learned from the Luigi CEO killings, the person who calls it in doesn't get the reward. They always find a way to not give you the reward.
Here's number 2. Florida man who shot down Walmart drone ordered to pay $5,000 to change.
$5,000? That's so much for a drone.
For a drone. The 72-year-old Lake County man who shot at a Walmart drone said he believed to be surveilling him has been ordered to pay the retail chain $5,000. Dennis Wynn
tried to scan my body so they can get it into their 3D models and they'll see me in the Oculus Rift. They'll be having sex with me, my beautiful, sexy body.
And it's all going to be displayed at the TV section at the Walmart.
They'll steal my retina scans so they can get through a vault door they've been trying to heist.
They're trying to steal my dentures and my Social Security.
That's why I have a fishing rod with a big plunger on the end.
And I tied a gun to it and I'm swinging it around.
Okay, let's hear about this.
Dennis Wynn was charged with 1 count of shooting or throwing deadly missiles into dwellings, vehicles, or vessels or vehicles, which is the crime. 1 count of criminal mischief causing $1,000 or more in damage, and 1 count of discharging a firearm in public or on residential property. These crimes are crazy.
That's a weird crime because it sounds like he's throwing lawn darts, like trying to get
deadly missiles into a vehicle or vessel.
Or he's just like, you know what? If I time these grenades properly, I can knock it out of the sky.
If I hold it, if I cook the grenade just right.
And then throw it.
The Lake County Sheriff's Office was called to a Walmart on Johns Lake Road in Claremont on June 26. 2 workers with a drone delivery service that works with Walmart told police someone had shot at one of their drones while it was flying over a home in the overlook at Lake Louisa neighborhood. They were conducting a mock delivery at the time. The 2 workers told police after the drone was shot, they fled back to Walmart and flew the drone back to the store. That's it. We're going back. We're hot-tailing it out of here. They're shooting.
Oh, my God.
The Lake County Sheriff's Office went to meet with Wynn over the incident. According to the affidavit for Wynn's arrest, he said he was outside fixing a pool pump when he heard the drone overhead. He told the police he had experiences with drones flying over his house and believed they were surveilling him. He then went inside to get a 9mm pistol out of his gun safe and shot at the drone, as you do.
Yeah. I love how the energy that they're bringing to this. This feels like, even in the wording of a lot of these articles, where it feels like they're knocking on the door and they're like, hey, buddy, hey, Wynn, can you not shoot every drone that comes over?
Can you not?
You shot at a 747. It was a drone. It was a big drone.
The officer asked Wynn if he ever reported an issue with drones to the police, and he said no, but he had told his HOA. You know, I don't know, man. I don't have to tell you. They wield all the power. Yeah. While he waited, this is my favorite. This is the gold right here. While he waited for the police to take him to jail, Wynn yelled to a neighbor that he was going to jail for shooting a drone. David said.
Hack the planet! Hack the planet!
Hack the
Shoot the planet.
Shoot the planet.
Shoot the planet. I love that energy because that's also. Have you ever seen the video?
I'm going to jail.
What for enjoying a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Oh, you know your judo well. If you ever seen, there's a video of a guy being arrested in Australia. Just look up succulent Chinese meal on YouTube if you've never seen that, and you will be in for a treat because the guy has the best voice ever. Are you ready to accept my member? Anyway,
last one. Lyft driver calls police after 48-year-old Florida man they picked up gets a little naked on a whim.
He's getting naked. How naked?
A little. Not the most I've ever
percentage? Seen. What percentage? 60% naked. It's not full naked.
It's not full naked. We can't do anything for you. It was about 3 p.m. on December 7th in Lakeland, Florida, when a Lyft driver picked up a 48-year-old passenger. The ride was cut short, though, when the passenger moved from the Lyft vehicle to a squad car. The Polk County Sheriff's Office posted the incident on its social media, but it seems to have been removed. The Miami Herald picked up the story explaining the details of the post. Lakeland is about 35 miles northeast of Tampa. Apparently, the Lyft driver heard something odd coming from the rear cabin area. When he turned around, the driver was shocked to find that the male passenger had removed all of his clothes. All of them. My good sir, that's not a little naked. That's all the way naked,
except my member.
Oh, but you kept your shoes on? I guess that's the technicality.
He still had shoes on. That's I don't like that look. That's a bad look. I'm imagining every single Lyft or Uber driver I've ever had, which has been a foreign guy who's been just on the phone with somebody in his like very saran wrapped car. And so imagining that guy and just him like looking back, just like as he like, you know, just casually and like doing the double take and being like, hey, what? Don't do that.
Trying to act casual because you don't want to be like the suspicious one, but then you're like, what are you doing?
What? Huh?
About 10 miles after picking up Florida man, police met the Lyft driver in Auburndale and made the arrest. The passenger told police he got a little naked after being overcome with the feeling. According to the source, authorities charge him with unlawful exposure of sexual organs. Put those organs away. I got a feeling. I can't contain it. I just got to get naked in this lift.
Your Honor, have you never had that urge? Have you never wanted to get balls out in an Uber?
What am I? You going to treat me like some sort of criminal for having a feeling? Is that a crime now?
Sometimes you want to feel the breeze between your knees, and that can only be achieved by sticking your entire bottom half out the window like a dog sticking its head out.
I was going to leave a good tip, but now I won't.
The Uber driver's like, is this like throwing up? Can I get paid for cleaning this up?
For cleaning?
Yeah.
Nasty.
Yucky. That is not. That is genuinely gross.
But that brings us to the end of the Florida Man segment, and that brings us to your next segment. And I hope your next segment has less butt on the seat.
Oh, that's a poor wording for this one. Bad for transition, because this is taking us to Vice.com.
Oh, Vice.
For a little deep dive down the rabbit hole. And this one, I feel like even that wording feels very bad, because this is inside the kinky, brightly colored world of clown fetishists. This is one I had for the new year because I was like, New Year, I'm going to expose you to things you've never
Same weird
Same bullshit. Yeah, still weird. Same weird bullshit that I come up with. This is from 2017 by Natasha Warnock. Fuck, marry, kill, Pennywise, Ronald McDonald, or the Joker.
Yes, please.
And they have an answer from one of the clown fetishists, which is the most insane way to begin any article. Quote, fuck the Joker, marry Ronald McDonald, kill Pennywise, which honestly is probably the way to do it.
Probably the right choice, yeah.
I do like Pennywise a lot, but Ronald McDonald's probably got cash, and Joker's got something going for him if Harley Quinn is that into it.
Wow, what a breakdown. Thank you for the justification we weren't looking for.
I was not asking for this.
In no way.
But you know what? It's informative. This isn't a game of fuck, marry, killed played in a dorm room after a few drinks. It's the first question on a Reddit AMA from 2 years ago with a female call for philiac. Call for that's what I assume you say it as, because it's
Call for philiac makes it sound like you've got celiac, but for cauliflower. This is very misleading.
That's it's COULRO philiac. So chlorophiliac, aka someone with a sexual fetish for clowns. To many of us, clowns with their wide smiles and harrowing laughs are absolutely terrifying. I was far from the only one who spent most of last fall thinking some guy in a clown suit was going to jump out at me and give me a heart attack as I walked home. This was in the middle of, I don't know if you remember this, all the clown bullshit that was going on,
nonsense.
Where people were seeing clowns and people were being like threatened by clowns who were like coming. It was weird. So this is the middle of that. So that's why they said that.
Okay, that's where we're starting off from.
Yeah. The evil clown trope is key to many horror films, including the upcoming movie of Stephen King's It. Once again, dating this,
but yeah.
But life is a rich and kinky tapestry, and inevitably it turns out there are people who are actually get off on clowns. After last year's killer clown craze, adult site Pornhub found that searches for clown porn had gone up by 213%. And somewhat surprisingly, women were 33% more likely to search for it than men.
How do they know that? How do they know those analytics?
That's actually a good question, because there's a question, because you presumably if you make an account, that's the only way.
They're like, oh, I actually need to get my stats logged, so let me log in real quick.
It's like all those people who leave comments. Why are you commenting on this? Quote, I'm not really surprised, says Sugar Weasel, the world's self-described premier clown escort.
Excuse me? Sugar Weasel?
Sugar Weasel. We're getting into primo some interviews. Quote, I'd say most of the women who book me probably do have a clown fetish. This all started as a performance art thing in punk bars where I was just some naked guy with clown makeup on. And so this is Sugar Weasel is a man. I, for some reason, thought it was a woman.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, sorry. That was bad on me. Sugar Weasel actually makes sense for a man, but it's also a weird name. Still, it's still
weird.
So weird. I was just some naked guy with clown makeup on, and women would try to hook up with me and make overt sexual advances towards me. It was wild. I don't think that response is wild to you being naked on stage.
I'm not the freak for being naked and in clown. No, I'm not the weird
clown.
one. I'm the normal one.
It's performance art. It's performance art, okay? I can hide behind the veil of performance art while I'm doing actual, just being a stripper. When Sugar Weasel first started out, he says, clown fetishes were much rarer. They've become a lot more mainstream, he says. At first, it was just me. I didn't really know anyone else doing this kind of thing.
He's sort of...
just imagine, because he is like a clown sex worker. I just imagine him on a street corner just being like, hank, hank. Anyone?
I was pretty much a clown sex worker before it was cool. I got in at the ground level.
Jason, a 27-year-old chlorophiliac from Ohio, agrees. I was about 14 or 15 when I discovered the subculture of both pornographic and non-pornographic clowns online. You mean, okay, so...
Do you mean clowns and pornographic? You don't have to say non-pornographic clowns. That's normal clowns.
That's exactly what I was trying to form that sentence of being like, that's weird. However, the amount of online clown erotica at the time was pretty scarce. A few years ago, I discovered clips for sale and found actresses like Kitsy and Miss Quinn who catered to this exact fetish, and it was totally opened up my world. Now clown fetishists can also get their fix from a range of sites, including FetLife, subreddits dedicated to clownphobia, as well as dedicated forum called Get Clowny.
Get Clowny.
I cannot think of a worse name that they could have had. Literally call it the fucking carnival. Call it the circus. There's so many better ones.
There's so many ones.
Like many people with sexual fetishes, Jason started in childhood. I was fairly young when I realized I had odd feelings I couldn't explain in reference to clowns and mimes. By age 9, I knew my fondness went beyond just enjoying them.
My favorite Pokemon was Mr. Mime, and I couldn't put my finger on it as to why.
Now, I do wonder if this is a gender-neutral thing, or if it's specifically he likes women clowns. Or, like, I wonder if that comes in, because he is like, I can't think of any.
What is he more
clowns that
attracted
I've
to?
seen.
Females or maybe we shouldn't assume, but is he attracted to clowns first or his preferred gender first?
Yes, that's why it's very interesting in that. I wish we could ask him the question, but he's not obviously here. But I didn't embrace it as a fetish until much later. As it's fairly out there, and with so many people scared of clowns, I wondered if there's any issues with trying to get your partner to roleplay as one in the bedroom. I've asked my partner, though she has yet to oblige. She's not opposed to it in the least. I'm gonna say she might be opposed to it.
If she hasn't done it yet, she might be opposed. Yeah, she might be opposed to it.
That might be something that she's like, oh, if I don't bring it up, maybe he'll just stop asking.
Maybe he'll forget about it.
She has verbally brought it up during intercourse as a means to shame me with my own fetish. Once again, not sounding great, my man.
During? Oof. Yikes.
During, yeah. And it plays into my love of submission. It's quite wonderful. So at least he's
into it. Okay.
Yeah. One of Jason's favorite fetish performers, Miss Quinn, 29, is a colophiliac herself. She says she didn't feel embarrassment around her sexual feelings towards clowns until she was shamed by her first serious lover. I kept the fetish to myself for several years, until about a year before I started making videos and selling them on Clips for Sale in 2012, she says. I saw it as a wonderful and safe outlet to enjoy something I had kept to myself for so long. I felt it was time to make myself happy, but by being open about myself, I encourage others. This is one of those times that we're getting too sappy, but it is insane that entire sappy thing is above literally an image I'm going to send to you that because I don't.
Is this going to nuke my Discord forever?
We'll delete it right after.
Okay.
It's on Vice, so it's not like it's completely like it's. I'll send it to you and you'll see. This was the picture that was right.
Don't like that. Don't like that at all.
It is a clown woman, and she has a balloon, like a long balloon in her mouth. She's performing fellatio. So I will delete that for you.
Thanks. Thanks.
In her clips, Miss Quinn says she adopts three main personas: the ringleader, the slut clown, and the purple clown. Ringleader is more wicked.
It's very evocative.
Ringleader is more wicked and dominant. Slut clown is motivated by pleasure, while purple clown is a combination of the two, with more traditional clown humor. So she's like, that's another question that I have.
What's this behind your ear?
Yeah. But she says, I use a range of clown props too, from juggling balls to cream pies, and I love smearing a lover with my clown makeup. I start a beautiful face of makeup and end with it mostly on them, so in a way I've made the lover into my art, which is like, that's interesting, but also just, what?
Gotcha.
Putting a pie in your face. Like, how far are you going into the clown thing? Because that would be so funny if you're mid, like, making out, it's getting hot and heavy, and he's just like, so, do you think we want to get to third base? Oh, I thought you'd never ask. It's not third base. And he's like, no, sweetie, please. We can. But props do seem to be a major part of clown sex. I found a post by a Salt Lake City-based couple going by the aliases Biffy and Blitz on a website, Experience Project. After Blitz came out of a colophiliac, his wife was more than happy to indulge his fetish. This is nice. That's actually very sweet. Quote, Miffy was the first person that I felt comfortable coming out to, and that was only after years of marriage and a long prenuptial relationship. There's definitely a BDSM element to the fetish. Spankings are common, as well as tying and domination, he says. It can get really messy, too. Many times we've made a number of shaving cream pies to use on each other, because real food is much more difficult to clean up. We've got squeaky hammers, rubber chickens, and varying sizes of rubber cushions.
Rubber chickens, oh my God.
Rubber cushions and dildos to swap roles and keep each other guessing. And now...
Keep each other guessing in this context is absolutely wild.
I need to finish this quote. Just talking about it, clown sex, excites us now. If we watch a comedy where somebody gets pied in the face, we will look knowingly at each other, and when out shopping, we'll see an article of clothing and say, this would be great for M. We have a code that helps us talk about it without giving too much away in public. Even the simple act of putting on a clown suit could turn Jason on. I have the full works, even the floppy shoes and all the accessories. I frequently wear it in my alone time and masturbate while dressed in my brightly colored alter ego. So maybe that answers the question. Maybe it's more clown than it is.
Okay, it's clown, yeah.
My clown fetish has made it into a few of my other fetishes, but mainly my fetish for cross-dressing. Most of the time, if I'm dressed as a clown, it's as a male, but occasionally I love to combine the two and become a fabulously lady clown. I've always had this dream of transforming into an extremely over-the-top clown drag queen. What's exactly so attractive about clowns? Everybody I spoke to picked out the fun and silly elements as a paramount. It's all about freedom and to act silly and not take sex too seriously. But says, sex is often high pleasure and the ideals of perfect bodies, pleasing your partner, and romantic evenings. Clown sex is spontaneous, silly, and awkwardly intentional, making it a different kind of fun. Now, and that is the end of the article. But I did want to send you a very disturbing picture that you're going to hate.
Cool. Yeah, cool. Great. Right below the my eyes from SpongeBob. No.
This one's way worse.
This looks like a sexual clown war boy. It's a war boy.
It's fully painted white. He has black tidy waders on. He has gloves, which is weird. And then he has a white, like, bald cap, kind of like Einstein hair, but it's black hair, and then a nose, obviously. But
I hate this. Get this
his
out of my sight.
His nipples are so pink.
His nipples are so pink. Also, he looks edgy. He looks very edgy. He's got a red curtain behind him. It's very weird.
But that brings us perfectly to the end of the podcast, Theo. I'm glad that you all made it.
Get me out of here! Help!
Remember, if you enjoyed this episode, give us star ratings, give us reviews on your podcast network of choice, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, whatever you listen to. We love to hear those ratings and reviews, and it helps the podcast a lot. And if you have any segments, send them to segmentcitypodcast@gmail.com. We have full episodes on YouTube, and hit up my YouTube, Golly G. Willikers, where I have full movie reviews, game reviews, and I talk about some history stuff. I talked about the Highgate Vampire Hunters, and currently I'm working on a thing about the 2000 movies Charlie's Angels. So hopefully I'm not dating myself. Don't actually put that out. But anyway, we also have a big thank you to give to somebody in particular.
That would be to Rachel Robinson. She does our intro music, and she has great tracks you can find on your music streaming platform of choice. And some say that if you mess with her, you're gonna get a shaving cream pie to the face, and you're not gonna like it at all. She just gets crazy with it.
It's gonna have acid in it, and it's gonna burn your face.
It's gonna have one knife.
Oh, I just thought of a clown mafioso who's just like,
hey,
take care of him in the silliest way possible.
You got it, boss.
You got it. They like throw a big circle on the ground and he falls in. It's Roadrunner or something. But now we get to the last segment of the day, which is iwaspoisoned.com, which Theo, I found 3 funny ones. So either would you like all 3 or would you like a choose your own adventure of the
choose my own adventure. We got a stinger out.
Would you rather IHOP, McDonald's, or spoiled milk?
Give me IHOP. I haven't heard about pancakes recently.
This is in Minnesota, East Lansing. Me and 4 of my friends got bacon and a meal from IHOP, and all of us got very sick shortly after, to the point where our bodies were extremely drained. And that's the one friend that didn't get bacon ended up not getting sick. Thanks, Columbo, for that.
We were extremely drained.
I just read that and I imagined the scene in The Mummy where the guys get like drained of all their has become the we were so fucking we were drained, dude. I just both ends because of the bacon. It was the bacon.
It was the bacon.
Curse you, I